Forgive me. I was lost in my thoughts, as usual. I've found myself in something of a quandary. Yours is an opinion I'll gladly hear on the matter. I fear our unwillingness to make difficult decisions is doing more harm than good. I regret straying from Mistra's instruction. All the suffering around us. It is our fault. I am reconsidering taking a more drastic approach. We both know the orb I carry inside me is powerful enough to burn away the Absolute's blight in an instant. But what stays my hand? Obstinacy? Misplaced morals? Simple fear of dying? You? The inevitable has been delayed far too long already. No more, I say. It's time to make a stand. Deadly serious. This is the burden we must carry. To condemn the few to save the many, or Baldur's Gate will only be the first city to fall. The day will come when I lose control of the power within me anyway. There's nothing you or I can do to stop that. God's damned if I'm going to let it be for nothing. If Mystra gave me one purpose, it was this: to destroy Baldur's Gate and the Absolute with it. So gentle. You think saving him will stop the bloodshed? It won't.
Look at it. Father's favorite, all lost and wandering. Have you forgotten the way home? Should I set your lapdog to screaming? That could help you find the way. Nothing. No, not a thing. Still gasping and gagging on the foul airs of Bhaal's temple. I will save him for you. We can peel his corpse together once the Bainite is dead. Better to be dull and brittle, a mind-mangled beast. No talent, no beauty in your atrocities. A blunt blade like you is not fit to carve Bhaal's glory. Thick-headed and foolish to let the Bainite's heirs corrupt you. The little lordling has been whispering in your ears. He always knew how to tumble and twist your mind matter, leave you knotted in his cords. Gortash betrays us, bloodkin. He sets a leash to our slaughter, uses us to drive the herd towards his tin men's oppression. You must kill the tyrant, smear him across his rock-rotten halls, and pluck the netherstone from his carcass. Then we duel, sweet slaughterkin. The winner claims the stones, Bhaal's true chosen. The loser rots on his altar. Agree, and I will bring my assassins to heal. They watch you always, longing to spray the crimson from your veins. Refuse me, and you'll learn what happens to those who defy Bhaal's doctrine. So will your friend. Bhaal's blood-addled beloved, swaddled in sinews, thinks it can judge. Never struggled, no purpose, nannied by that grim-gotten butler. You are the one who isn't capable.
So, this was Orin's intention. A combat against a fellow scion of Bhaal, witnessed by the Lord of Murder himself. Accept, and you must kill Gortash. Refuse, and your companion's life may be forfeit. as might your own. Orin's assassins will hunt you like prey for slaughter.
You forget how Father's blood clots our veins. It must be returned to him, seeped straight into his grim-born jaws. That festering inadequate bound my blades when we first conspired. His crimson is not mine to spill. It must be you. Is your brain so pulped? You suck up the tyrant's vapors like a babe sucks milk. Your useless promise will drip wet and red from your ruptured jaw before I let you disobey Bhaal. My assassins will make sure of it. Once you've remembered your place, seek out the Steel Watch's cradle in the lower city. Skewer their skull meat. Make them rust and blood. Then the lordling will be yours to butcher. His blood cannot be denied, slaughterkin. Neither can I. But first, you must make gutspill of the tyrant. But listen close, bone killer. Come to my temple before you turn Gortash to carrion, and I will ready your friend's corpse to greet you. Bhaal is waiting, slaughterkin. Do not disappoint him.
So, we kill Gortash, or Gale dies. It is not an easy call. On the one hand, killing Gortash would be fun. On the other, Gale can be very annoying. We probably should save the wizard, though. He does have his moments. Strange. I miss him. More than I thought I would. You're eager, aren't you? But we need to wait a little longer. Well, hello there. You're quite the forbidden fruit, aren't you? Shh. Quietly. Here, darling. A nice touch. No need to thank me. You've never tasted so sweet, darling.
Yes.
Thank you.
Probably best if I keep a low profile. They used to know me all too well in the Elfsong.
I don't like giving you what other people... I know you said poor, but we only have 8.
I haven't survived for 2 centuries by being reckless, and I hope to survive at least 2 more.
Aye, aye. Pull up a seat. If you can find one spare, that is. With all this talk of war, what else are folk to do but drink? I reckon the murder we'd had something to do with it too. Got punters all intrigued. On that morbid note, what can I get you fine self? Going to make this place famous, I reckon. Victim is a bloody duke. Boleyn Stelmane. Well, she was a duke. Now she's just bloody. I reckon I'll be able to charge double for that room once the constable's done with it. Murders and ghosts are always grand for business. At least, I hope.
told those idiots not to let anyone through? You. Name, rank, and reason for interrupting an active crime scene. For your sake, the last one better be bloody good. A hobbyist detective? I can't fault the drive. I read the Boulder's mouth crime reports like a starving wereball before I worked for the Fist. But you should leave it to the professionals. It's not healthy for civilians to see scenes of such a sensitive nature. Unless you've got useful information, leave me to my work. Duke Stelmane's dead, and I've got to find who killed her. Bhaal? That's exactly what I... Wait. How do you know about that? Oh! Oh my... Bile Martyr's rag, that's... It's fascinating. I should arrest you at once. But well, the Bhaal spawn crisis is the most interesting criminal plight in Baldurian history. If what you claim is true, you wouldn't be helping me here unless you were trying to end Bhaal's hold over you. Just like the wayward Bhaal spawn who saved the gate before. You are here to help me, and not to sacrifice me, aren't you? It's my job to be. Though I confess, it has been very interesting. You see, these murders have been cropping up all over the city. I've been following their trail for a while now, and tracing it back to its roots. They're always the same. Victim paralyzed by poison, absolutist symbols scrawled on the floor in blood, hand removed pre-mortem. The ritualistic brutality of them, it's extraordinary. And it could only be the work of a Bhaalist. But you've been investigating too, if I'm not mistaken. You're trying to stop your own kind. Gods, that's it. Proof that I was right. I'm glad you're on the right side of this, Bhaal spawn. You could be invaluable if you can get on the inside. Hells, you might be the only one who can stop this. What else do you know? So it's all happening again. Just like in Saravok's time. A century ago, Bhaal bred dozens just like you. One of whom was Saravok Anchev. He ruled the Iron Throne, a dark tower hiding a darker secret. It was the front for a deadly arms-dealing network. There, Saravok amassed an army and sought to become a god. Under his stewardship, the Bhaal Temple was revived. And with it, the Bhaal cult itself. Fortunately, the temple was destroyed, and to cleanse the city of Saravok's memory, the Iron Throne was torn from its foundations and cast into the Chionthal. For most, that was the end of it. But cults like that don't disappear overnight. That list you spoke of confirms I'm right. The Bhaal cult is back, and someone is out there, continuing Saravok's work. God save us all if you're right. But I believe it. Whoever it is, they're intimately familiar with Saravok's work. The brutality of the killings is on a par with Saravok's own. But there's something more here. Something new. There's a reverence to these murders. A certain flair. It's as if they were done in worship. The precision of the cuts. The depth, the execution. The best butchers in Faerun couldn't make a cut like that. Trust me, I've asked them. I tried to explain all this to my superiors, but they wouldn't have any of it. They told me to drop it. Told me the city doesn't need another conspiracy theorist and to get back to doing my job before they find someone else to do it for me. But you're not bound by such constraints.
help me out here. Help the city out.
Follow the trail of these murders. Prove the truth. Use your lineage to get places the Fist can't. Thank you. That's all I can ask, and more than I hoped. Once I'm done with the Patriarchs, I'll head to Basilisk Gate to have another go at convincing my superiors to put some resources into this matter. Meet me there if you've anything more to report. And good luck. The people of the Gate are fortunate another of Bhaal's children stands against him. Walk in light.
Just one.
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Hot,
hot, hot! Did you see that? Incredible! Oh! My silk! What are the chances? It's you. Ah, and the heart-stopping bloodsucker. I hope you've changed your mind. My neck is yours, anytime.
And I will keep refusing until the end of time. I'm done bowing to the whims of others.
Never say never. Forgive the mess. Your blood is far more volatile than I'd anticipated.
Oh, she doesn't bother me that much. If anything, I pity her.
Fie. Such cruel words. But never mind all that. I have tremendously exciting news. You see, it's your blood that caused the conflagration you just witnessed. Imagine. It's a breakthrough in the sanguine arts, the likes of which the world has never seen. The Grand Matriarch will have no choice but to restore House Ablodra after I present her with my research. But listen to me, rabbiting on about myself when I have you, the prize bleeder, on my very doorstep. If you'd come inside, we could discuss something far more exciting than drow politics. How I made him feel? What I propose goes well beyond such frivolities. We are talking about alchemical breakthroughs based on the blood that runs through your veins, my friend.
I appreciate the thought, truly. But if this is something you want to look into, well, hearing her out won't kill us. Well, death never stopped me before. I don't know why it should now. Don't worry, if anything happens, I'll protect you. Just a look. And if we don't like what we see, we can always kill her later.
Now, I do think that's enough. When you see what I've been working on, bygones will all be bygones. I assure you.
Just as long as she knows who belongs to whom this time.
Ah, a cozy little spot, isn't it? These four walls have witnessed greater alchemical triumphs than the keep of Erngarth Durand. And now that you're here, the crown jewel of my research is soon to be faceted. All you have to do is drink Formula Gruner.
If that's her formula I can smell, it's even fouler than her blood. Oof, gods below.
Well, yes, Formulae Arcu through Fruag were spectacular failures. But Gruner is different. Believe me. When you first entered this home, you saw the incredible latent power within your blood exposed in all its nuances. Formula Gruna will unleash that power within you. Risky, but, safe.
Say no. The only thing she's offering is pain. And I don't want to see you hurt.
Certainly not. But it might do damage to anyone who makes you bleed without your express permission.
And naturally, I always ask first. I'm civilized, unlike you.
Oh, marvelous. I've never been so excited for anything in all my days. Just stand over there, far over there, and drink up.
What are you doing? That had better go down the drain, and not down your gullet.
My friend. Formula Gruna stays in the house, please. Go on, down the hatch. But my research. You have to take the potion. It will change everything. You'll see.
She said no. You should learn the meaning of the word.
What a terrible pity. It would have been so much better to see the potion's effects on a living specimen. But in this case, I suppose dead will do. Dreadful existence.
It's unusual for prey to supply the tools of its own butchery. Razors, scissors, nail files. So many cuts one couldn't make. And yet, such a fleeting window. But then, who am I to deny the auspices of destiny? For we are celebrating, Master Figaro. You have the delicious honor of being my crowning achievement. Your body is my ultimate gift to my lord, Bhaal. Together, we shall transcend. A challenger. My lord tests me. This piteous hovel will be your grave, challenger.
What do you mean? What else is down there?
I can't believe I'm glad to see a Bhaal spawn. But gods, I knew you'd be the one to stop this. If it had been the dwarf alone, we might have stood a chance. But these doppelgangers... they swarmed us. We were paralyzed before we even had the chance to fight back. A rising star, you say? Then perhaps it's a good job I ran into him. I was on my way to the upper city when I heard a commotion. I stepped in to see if I could help. It's not every day you have the chance to catch a killer in action. Not even in this profession. You, on the other hand, you've probably seen your fair share of murders since you discovered your heritage. We can question the assailant later, once he comes round. But I think I have it now. These killings aren't random. In fact, they seem to be part of some sort of test. That document you showed me before, the one with the victims' names on it, that was the briefing. The killers paralyze their victims, take their hands as an offering for Bhaal, and make it look like the cult of the Absolute was behind it all. It offers access to the tribunal, an initiation rite, held by your father's acolytes. And that brings a new cultist into the fold. And it's taking place beneath Candle Hallow's tombstones. Perhaps they've even asked you to undertake this gruesome sacrament. I gravely hope you mean to dismantle it, and this friendship won't end with crossed swords. You're brave, Spawn. To put yourself into the heart of the hells like that. Braver than us all. But you're just one sword against a god. Are you sure you're up to it? It won't be easy. But I'm glad to hear your conviction. Infiltrate the cult. Deceive your father's lackeys. If Bhaal believes he has you, they will let down their guard. There's bound to be a moment where he trips up, and you see a way to stand against him. I don't know what will happen to the gate if you don't. But I do know that you're damn well the best hope we have. In the meantime, I'm going to Basilisk Gate to try to drum up some support and warn as many important people as possible. I hope I can yell loud enough. See you around, Bhaal Spawn. Stay alive for me, won't you?
Jahera! Boo is trying his best to explain, but I still do not understand your anger.
Do not hide behind your hamster, Ranger. You do not understand because you do not listen. We were the first to discover the cult, and if you had only waited, we might have marshaled our numbers and—
Good does not wait for evil to button up its breeches. When it offers buttocks for the smacking, Minsc and Boo greet cheek with hand. It is well that Boo's innocent ears still ring from all this shouting.
this mess falls on our heads, Minsc. The city under siege, its people poisoned by the cult. It all might have been avoided if you had just put your feelings aside and listened. I have seen too much to believe destiny has taken our side. Blind luck, perhaps. The point remains. You meant well, Minsc. But you exposed the city to harm. You helped the cult spread. And worse, perhaps, than any of this, you forced me to leave you behind.
But this is where Minsc falls short of the understanding, Jahera. What else is a berserker for, if not to charge into danger ahead of his Waclaren?
The Waclaren, wise women of Rashomon, each bonded to a berserker bodyguard for life. There is no higher title nor deeper bond in all of Rashomon custom.
Waclaren? Minsc, I am not your witch. You are not my bodyguard. This is not some high lodge of your homeland.
Boo agrees you're a queer kind of witch. But this city is a queer place. And Minsc, you may have noticed, is sometimes strange himself. The titles matter not. Only this. When Minsc does as Minsc does, and charges in to make a mess, Jahera does as Jahera does, and finds a way to save us all anyway.
Oh, I fight alongside fools.
You hear that, Boo? We fight alongside a Waclaren again.
I am your friend, Ranger. I am not your witch. There will be no ointments or healing balms.
Not even for Boo?
So, we can add one bald wall of muscle to our little group. I'm sure he'll come in handy. Maybe as a doorstop. Minsc puts on quite a show of brawn, even if there's no brain worth mentioning. I mean, I hate to judge the proverbial book, but that oaf may be all cover and no pages. Is it time? Can we finally go and end it? At last. God, this will feel good. We better rest then. I was so hoping you'd say that. delicious. Tomorrow is going to be a busy, bloody day.
I am glad it is your non-vampiric charms our friend has fallen for, Astarion. It is, isn't it?
Of course. Is it so unbelievable that they were simply like me? If you insist on prying, perhaps you'd care to join us and see how much we enjoy one another.
Why? Do you require some instruction on how the deed is done?
I'm sure even I could learn some new tricks from an old veteran such as yourself.